Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be redecorating villager houses. I absolutely love redecorating my villagers' houses. This is Agnes's house that we were outside of. We'll take a peek inside of it. It's basically just a bedroom inside. She doesn't really have much in there, so I kind of am excited to get to it, redecorate it for her, just make it look all nice for her. So let's pop inside and see what we're working with. Here is the inside. We will also redecorate her yard a little bit. It's basically a bedroom. There's not really anywhere to sit. There's no seating or anything like that. It just doesn't feel very homey. It just kind of feels like a bedroom. She does have some cat items that I do want to keep just because I kind of imagine she has a cat and would be a little upset with me if she didn't have her cat items anymore. So I want to keep some of the essence there. So here we are starting out. This is the floor and wall choices that I have made. It takes me forever to make those choices, so I just cut out me picking those out. Otherwise, this could have been a bajillion years long, honestly. For Agnes's house, I was going for something a little bit edgy, a little bit chic. I kind of wanted to keep that color palette that she had going with kind of the darker, richer tones, for sure. This cool furniture really spoke to me whenever I was putting things together for her. I feel like the sisterly type villagers are just so cool. Like, they're the cool aunt who doesn't have any kids of their own and will just like take you out to do really cool things that maybe your mom or dad wouldn't take you to go do. That's just kind of how I see the sisterly villagers, and definitely how I see Agnes. Here I am just kind of fiddling around with making a room divider. I was going to use two of the big ones, but that felt too long, and luckily these small ones fit perfectly right next to it, so I really enjoyed that. The next thing I wanted to do was kind of block off the room into like bedroom space and living room space. It's kind of small to add a kitchen to. I added a kitchen into some of my villagers' homes, but it just doesn't work every time, unfortunately. These villager homes are very small. I made sure to keep her cat tree, cat bed, and cat food and bowl. I really wish we had like a little cat plush or something like that we could use, kind of like the little dog plush that people put in their houses, like the toy dog from the Christmas or the mom's plush. But we just don't really have a cat version of that. I guess there's the paper tiger, but I don't know. I feel like that can look kind of silly. So I kind of left that out. She just has an invisible cat, I guess, unfortunately. I love these little floor cushions. I think they're great. I think they just kind of fill in a space when it's feeling a little empty and you don't really know what else to put there. I love to customize all of this furniture whenever I put it in their rooms. I just think it's so nice to have access to all of this. I'm so glad that Nintendo doesn't make you decorate with only items that you have gathered, like, in your pockets. That would be so rude. So rude of them. I've been trying to do more light fixtures and ceiling things in my builds lately. I just feel like they, really make the room look complete. The light can be really harsh, so I like to play around with turning it down a little bit, especially since I like to put so many lit elements in the room. But I really like the way these kind of wall hanging and ceiling hanging lights kind of turn out and make the room look a little more complete. I always put a light switch, or I try to remember to always put a light switch, because otherwise, how are they going to turn the lights on and off? Another thing I struggle with is hanging things on the wall. I don't know why this is such a trial for me. I feel like nothing ever looks like it should, or it looks too cluttered, or it just looks like it's in an awkward spot. I don't know. I just don't know how to like fill out the room properly. So you'll see me play around with a ton of different things on the walls and take half of them down and put half of them back up. It's a mess. I don't know what I'm doing when I'm decorating walls at all. I'm sure many of you can relate. I do like to use the other villager photos that I have gathered whenever I'm decorating. It just makes it feel like my villagers are friends and like they know each other, especially if I can use a villager's photo who has like moved off the island and I kind of miss them and it's like they're still friends, which is really cute. Also, sorry if my voice sounds a little off. I have been feeling just ever so slightly under the weather. I don't know what it is. I don't think I'm sick. I don't know, maybe it's allergies as the season's changing. I have no idea. But regardless, back to Animal Crossing. I think I finally found some things that I was liking to put on the walls. And I was like, maybe some music, maybe not, I don't know. I don't like that you can't change the frames on these albums for some reason. Like, that brown frame does not go with everything. Oh, couldn't stand those lights, had to take them off, they just didn't look right. Just looking through villager photos, trying to find the right one. added meringue because she lives on my island currently, and she lives really close to Agnes. I thought about adding Marina, but I don't think that Marina and Agnes ever lived on my island at the same time. I don't know, it doesn't fit with my narrative. Anyway, here's how this ended up coming out. I really like it. I feel like it is like a dramatic, dark, cool studio apartment. I feel like I was able to keep a lot of the elements from before. I love this little peekaboo through kind of wall divider thing. Apparently I liked in playing with that. So this is just how it turned out. I really enjoy it. I like to walk around and lay in the bed and make sure that my villager can get around the house because I feel really guilty if the house is too full for them to get around in. But yeah, this is how it ended up turning out. I really liked it, and I'm really glad I kept those cat elements for her as well. So here I am finishing up with Tom Nook. He loves it. He's so supportive. And then here is me just getting to work on the outside. My flowers have been so overgrown. It is such a pain. It is such a mess. I wish there was a quicker way to get rid of flowers, but unfortunately there is not. Had to add that carrot cake, you know. Here I am just getting rid of some stuff next to Meringue's house. I figured their houses are right next to each other, and I've already redecorated Meringue's house, but I really didn't do much with her yard. So this was me kind of cleaning up around her yard too, since her house was already decorated, and since their yards are side by side, they're kind of connected, so I figured it made some sense. Here I am placing a few more things in the yards. They're starting to come together. I wanted to keep it really simple. I don't want my villager yards to be too gaudy because then I feel like my villagers don't spend any time walking around in their yards. But they have this little tea area where they can kind of sit on either side, her and Meringue, and I think that is really cute. I also redecorated the outside of Agnes's house, like the exterior with Tom Nook, but you'll see that when I time travel to tomorrow. This is how the outside looks the day after I've time traveled, and this is how I decorated the outside of her house. Very dark, very monochromatic. I really like it. And that's the whole thing done. If you want to see how to make these barrels, make sure you check out my last video. I hope you really enjoyed this one. I know it was a little choppy. I filmed it over a couple of days, unfortunately, but hey, I'm still learning. Please like, subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.